what's Missin Curfew. It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshall in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
The lads.
Updog, my man, how we doing, brother?
It's good to be in here today with you, fella. Things are good. Long morning, but long weekend, long morning. What can I say? Memorial Day was upon us. Great time.
Long life.
Long life.
Hey, I'm going to give a free ad read to Canada. They no longer work with us because we couldn't get it up to fucking Canada. Thanks, Trudeau. But these sour gummy bear flavor Canada dips
Fire.
are
what a grab.
My favorite flavor ever. And
sour gummy bear.
If they ever get in Canada, I do think we'll work again with them. Casey at Canada Dips up in Humboldt, California. I still stay in touch with them. I'm still top 5. Me and Mark McGuire are the top 5 of clientele. Big Mac, the Mac Attack. You know what? I like them. Uppy, I wanted to tell you. I don't know. It's just a nice, colorful thing. And
yeah, no, it's tasty. I always like it. It's just, I don't know if the listeners like when I put them in. I tend to get a little moisturizer.
Yeah, you're always a moisturizer though. You like to keep things moist and moisturized, and skincare product. And
it's all about the skin. It's all about the skin.
It's all about the skincare. Dude, I'll tell you what. Palm Springs, the weather out there. I was in Palm Springs, which is, I like Palm Springs. There's a nice little downtown area to it, but it's a little bit greasier than Palm Desert. But
it's walk around with it. Tight cheeks.
Yeah, I know you do definitely have to do that. You definitely have to do that. But they got this Irish pub right there, Shamrocks. That's go in there and just fucking catch a buzz. But the weather, man, I'm telling you, 85 to 90.
Nice.
Buddy, not a cloud.
Did you play golf?
Not a cloud in the sky. No, I didn't. I laid in this pool. It was cool up. If you're building a house out there, you're looking for ideas. Because I'm a renter right now, but I go to all these places. This place, the La Horizon, the Hermie Bungalows are called. Jimmy Fox was staying there. Yeah.
It looked like Zinyara. Do you ever party at the Zinyara, that Michael Scott's place? He's got the big lake.
Yeah, I have.
And he rents it.
Back in my Coachella days.
So it looked like that from your photo when I saw the cabanas, like on the pool. Were those the places you actually stayed?
Yeah, we stayed right there.
Yeah, so, I mean, great. But you're right, great architect.
No private. I mean, you could have
no private. Why do you want private?
No, I said this. I said to Mac Miller, I said, if you had let's say Ups, Loops, Mac L, K-Wash, whoever you had, let's say you rented out all the bungalows back there, and because you can only get back there if you're in the bungalows, and you had a little DJ there, and you could have a nice little Saturday afternoon vibe. But this pool up, dog, she's only 2 feet deep, so you just get in there, and you can just lay in there all day, and you have your drink, and the sun is just baking on you. So if you're out there designing a house, I would say have a little 2-foot short shallow end, safe for the kids, and you can just lay in there and get drunk all day, which is exactly what I did. I smoked so much weed out there, up dog. It was awesome, man. It was a different pace that I'm used to for my Memorial Day weekends, and I missed you boys and stuff, obviously, but dude, I came back feeling rejuvenated. Rejuvenated is the word.
You look fresh, yeah.
Better than I usually look.
Hydrated. You get some sweats in, I'm sure. Yeah.
Got some sweats in.
Yeah,
got some sweats in.
High knees, touch the toes.
They were making me this pina colada too. How pina colada is usually it's heavy. They were making this light one where it's not blended. They just put the ice with the rum concoction and the orange.
So maybe no milk in there.
There's not a whole lot of milk in this one, which I like.
No cream. Yeah, that's good.
Because if you drink a couple pina coladas that are blended up, you're like,
yeah. You know what I will say about Memorial Day here in Orange County or Newport Beach or California for that matter? It's always been a little gloomy. You get that June.
Was
gloom,
it or not?
But no. Fuck. Morgan, we had the best weather. I mean, I don't know.
No, it's beautiful.
It was just
beach day Saturday.
Like the clouds burned at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m.
That's nice.
The beaches were not crowded, but just perfect, busy. There's some bikini bums out there. There was some beach volleyball played. There's some kites going. Yeah. Great sunsets. And shout out, our boy Loops, who's had numerous parties over the years for us, but had a nice little gathering Saturday, brought the kids over. Our boy Richie Million, he cooked for us. He did a great job. He did these lobster rolls. He did this Kobe beef, these little steak bites to start. And then he did prime ribeye cheesesteak.
I wouldn't think too many people were hungry at that part. You guys eat those?
We crushed. I think he did 24 lobster rolls, 24 cheesesteaks.
What's he ding you for that?
And they went down. We paid a hefty price.
What's a hefty price?
I want to say it was probably $2,500 for the whole thing. He brought 2 chefs with him, cooked all day. Presentation, I mean, you've seen it. Superb. He brings all the nice wood with the leaves and then lays it all there.
Yeah.
He's a pro. Okay, we're gonna stop this show currently because my friend Burke right here.
Burke, what's up, fella? We got
just brought my stolen backpack.
Missin Curfew has now turned into a official crime scene here of the fucking Newport Beach Police. Oh, we can still get his ticket in there from Vancouver.
Literally in the gutter.
Here, talk in the microphone. Yeah, let's so Uppy's World, party time, excellent. We're gonna get right to it. I wake up this morning and I go out with my dog, Obi, okay? My Ruby, I walk her in the morning. And I look, and there's my car door open. The windows, like the seal of the windows fucked. And as soon as I look at it, I'm like, violation. Like I felt violated. See the door. It's been broke open. My glove box, everything's open. And I'm just immediately, I'm thinking, what did I leave in there? Golf clubs? No. Although I did have the extra set of clubs in my trunk. They're still there. But I'm like, fuck my backpack. And in my backpack, fell a tour to Vancouver. My passport. What else is in here? T-shirt. Probably Hey, no, but I immediately like, fuck my passport. I'm in one. So I'll call the cops. Whole 9, they come over. And my cameras, they don't work, of course. I don't pay my Nest bill or it's fucked up. And then so listen, I go through this whole thing. I'm on hold trying to cancel my passport with, Canada, whatever, the fucking place up there. And I finally get to the girl. I cancel that. My computer's in one. Although it says, like, I'm with the cop and I'm telling this whole story and I look on my iPhone, my computer is across the street somewhere. And I'm like, fuck, I'm looking through this garbage can. I knock on the door with the cop and I'm like, can we... Did I go jerk off over there? Yeah. Obi asked if I jerked off over there last night. No, it was in the back bathroom. But no, and then, so I just write it off, right? And then I'm driving here. I call Obes because I'm going to be fashionably late, but I have a reason. I missed my call this morning and I get a call from our boy Burke, who's my neighbor, lives up the street. And he's going, fuck, buddy, did you break your back? Did you lose your backpack? And then jump in and tell us what happened.
I'm just out walking my dog and I come across, I kind of spot something deep in the bush. So I'm like looking through there. I'm like looking at like, what is that? What is that? So I'm like, it's a backpack. So I pull this backpack out and I'm like deciding whether I want to start going through it. Who knows what I'm going to get stuck with. And then I find out whose it is. And yeah, so
tell them what you found first in it that made you go, what?
Well, I saw the laptop first, right? And I'm like, holy shit, there's a laptop in here. No one stole this laptop. And I'm like, what else is in here? And I'm looking through and I find some, by the way, you must be blind as a bat because like the size of the font on that paperwork is just massive. So there's some paperwork in there and I'm reading through it and it's like, I'm reading through and there's like huge headline. It says, get this guy a beer. And then it says Rick talking. And being a Vancouver fan, I'm like, holy shit, this is a hockey guy. And I'm like, racking my brain here. And I'm like, not only is it a hockey guy, but it's a Vancouver Canucks fan, right? So I'm like sitting there, and of course it's I haven't had my morning coffee yet, so I'm like thinking to myself, God, like what are the chances? This is a hockey fan here, and all of a sudden it dawns on me. I'm like, I bet you this is Uppy's bag. And then so I start rifling through the paperwork a little bit more. I see the episode on the top there, and I'm like, this is Scotty's bag. And then I find the key, your car key in there. And so I took the backpack, gave you a call. Yeah. And then I ended up going back there after you told me the passport was gone, and found your passport in a bush. And then went back and found the passport wallet in a bush.
Fuck, they got my birth certificate, they got my green card, and they got my Nexus. But they threw this out. I still have maybe faith it's in like the shitter somewhere.
Maybe. I even started going through.
Yeah, it's crazy that why would they do this? Let's why is someone so evil? Let me take that back. Why is someone so evil to do this to me on a Tuesday morning?
I got some theories. They're after you, Updog, for everything. Who do you think it is? For everything you've been saying on your on your ex, they're coming after you, fella.
What's going on? It's just like.
Does that feel like if your girlfriend fucked another dude, does it feel tainted now, or does that feel like, were you going to clean that off, or are you just going to maybe get hand sanitizer on that?
No. Oh, well, that's true, too. I don't know who touched this thing. But yeah, boys, do you feel violated or what?
Burke to the rescue, though, Burke. You're a team guy, eh?
I tried. I was here.
We appreciate you, buddy. I love that he still got his ticket from his fellow tour on there. What seat was he in? I made him fly first class. We had 1D. Yeah.
Made a look to. I looked to see make sure the guy was flying the right way.
Well,
I had to make him Burke fly first class. He wanted to fly back to the bus. I wouldn't let him.
what are the odds, though, right? You're walking your damn dog, and you just in the bush. My backpack stolen not maybe 3 hours ago.
Some would say, some would question.
Huh?
Why your backpack's still in your car from the fellow tour? Some would question.
I don't know. Put the passport in there. That's so dumb.
You're a beauty. You're a beauty.
Burke, I
Berkey,
appreciate
thank
it,
you,
buddy.
brother. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thanks for the
You're a good team guy, bud. You're a good team guy.
jumping
buddy.
on with the
Sorry
boys.
about your Canucks, too. Good run, though. It was a good run. We'll be back next year. That's awesome. That is awesome. Updog, I'm glad you found your shit, but you lost your green card. Hey, that's brutal. We got to get that replaced. Your Nexus. You just got your Nexus. You've been complaining about you not having your Nexus for the last 6 months or longer.
It's got to be somewhere, right?
Hey, people, don't touch people's shit, man. That's not cool. I said, don't ever mess with another man's car. If anyone is found messing with another man's car, you should be able to beat the piss out of them right then and there. It's just not cool. So, Updog, back to Memorial Day. Thank you to the troops and everyone in this beautiful country for our freedom. Updog, you got a beautiful family. I was cool. I saw a picture of Beckham, and I've always wanted to play this Bruce Springsteen song, "Born in the USA." Always wanted to play that, but I'm not born in the USA.
Yeah.
And then I saw you with your kid Beckham, and it was like "Born in the USA." I was like, that's pretty cool. So, thank you to everyone. Updog, real quick here. We got a couple more things on our intro real quick. Memorial Cup, 2024 Memorial Cup is going on in Saginaw, Michigan. The host team, they're 2-0. They lost to, I believe, London in the conference finals, or they might have lost in the second round. I could be fucking that up. I don't watch junior hockey. The London Knights won the OHL, Drummondville, and then I got a kick out of this from Slapshot. If I can read the card right, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. The old Warriors are in there. Loop said it was the worst barn back in the day. It's a great tournament, but why I want to talk about this is they had an angle that Princey found for a fight. And, we've talked over the course of our podcast about these Stadium Series games and other stuff, and I'm like, they need more cameras. They need more cameras to make it better on TV, to take the next step. And wherever that camera was, I guess it was on the ref cam, I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
No, I think the guy
jumped out there?
Yes, because it was a low camera. Unless it was like the jock cam from the ref.
The laces cam.
No, it was a little lower. It looked like that guy had it like on his waist. And, but we'd have to really look at it. But I thought, is that a ref cam? Unless the ref was like 4'5".
Yeah.
They have like these little guys all dressed in all white that go out there like.
Well, that I've seen that before, but I've only seen that in like the Olympics or something. But I remember that watching the guys come out with the white on.
Yeah, I do remember that as well.
When was that?
I think that was for the Olympics or something like that. I do remember that though. World Championships maybe. But I think it was a great angle. Good on those two boys for fighting in the Memorial Cup. That's how you fucking make a statement. I love that shit. But this is what I'm talking about, Updog. Like, I don't have the answers for it, but that camera angle there is something that when we do these special games, get that camera angle out there.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a guy out there in a white suit during the play. You're like, hey, get the fuck out of the way, bud. You got the ref out there. But there's some wiggle room for some sicker camera views, and that one to me looked unbelievable, man.
Yeah, you know what I would say too is maybe at live games, like when the guys score a goal, that these little bastards jump out on the ice with the cameras and they follow the guys like as they go into the corner, huddle up, and they're high-fiving, and then get them as they go past the line. Like get them in this cool little make it interesting, and then they got to get off. But yeah, put them in all white so in case the top cameras see them, they're not out there.
Yeah, how about like. We got these advertisings along the boards now, which I think is fine. I mean, Loop still, he doesn't like them, but when you've watched as much hockey as we have, you kind of get used to them, and I think it's, good revenue for the players. But is there opportunity to put more cameras in the boards? Or like, I don't know. Like, I just think there's opportunity for more cameras with different angles that can make this game better on television. And the Memorial Cup, that was a hell of a way to do it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I know. We'll talk to Steve Levy and the boys.
Yeah,
Look
totally.
at the production team. And
all I know is imagine those are heavies. Imagine you see a heavyweight bout, like you see Rempe we see Rempe and
I was going to say like Brian McGrattan versus Steve McIntyre back in the day.
And it's like there you got the UFC in the Octagon cameras going.
Yeah, Dana White would appreciate that. You're in for the Chandler McGregor fight, eh?
Yeah, buddy.
Dude,
sure, yeah.
I saw a video of Chandler just pinned Chandler. I saw a video of McGregor just at some club with his shirt undone.
Oh my God. Was that his wife?
That was his wife.
Okay, I was like,
luckily for him, that was his wife. That was his wife. But we're less than a month. We're a month tomorrow away from the fight here, and I'm a diehard McGregor guy. And listen, I'm not going to throw rocks. People who live in glass houses didn't throw rocks. A month before the start of training camp, yes, I was in Hollywood with the Updog and Loops, and yeah, back then I might have had my shirt off. But I hope he's training. For God's sakes, Connor, please train.
I think he's win or lose, he's hitting the booze.
Yeah,
and he knows the pace.
But you've never been to a McGregor fight.
No.
Okay, listen, dude. When he comes out to that Irish fucking jig and then plays Notorious. It's sick, dude.
I know.
Like the atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. And then I told you, shout out to T-Rex Tom Riley. This guy's a fucking team guy beyond belief. BQ's coming into it for it. Billy Quinn's coming for it. But you got to get to a big boxing fight with Tom Riley. It is, buddy, it's insane. Like UFC's awesome. I love UFC, but when you go to a big time boxing match and you're up where Tom gets you,
it's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It's insane.
I can't wait to do it with you boys.
Yeah. Last but not least on our little intro here, 99, the great one. He's back. He's doing the Western Conference Final. This is no disrespect to anybody that's already on that panel. Biz kills it every week for them. Hank does his thing. Ace does his thing. I just think when Gretzky's back on there, it just brings that element of you have Wayne Gretzky sitting on that panel, right? And he said something last night of Connor's got to stop going around the net. Got to stop going around the net. He's got to stop. He's got to start coming in, stopping, and getting to the middle. And Connor in the first period did that 5 times at least. I'm thinking, do you think like Connor maybe text Gretz and say, Gretz, what do you think? I'm not like, listen, Connor's not struggling, but it just seemed to me that maybe if I'm Connor McDavid, I'm texting Wayne Gretzky and be like, what do you see in my game? Because Gretz said that, and then sure enough, fucking McDavid did it and opened up the middle of the rink, and it gave them opportunities.
It's funny because I've had these like, I don't know if it's dreams, Obi, or whatever lately. This is going to sound crazy, but I've been thinking like, would it be okay for Connor to like hit up Sidney Crosby right now and be like, Sid, like you went through this. You lost one in Detroit when you were young, and then you found a way the next year to win one. But like, I know I'm as close as I'll ever be.
Yeah.
And call it what it is. Like, I'm the next generational guy that been behind you, right? Like, is there anything you can provide me to like have an outlook on this whole situation, being in the moment and like
100%,
not wanting too much information to process, but you could, but he would listen. And I'm like, would he listen to Sid? If Sid called him, would he listen right now?
I think it'd be the other way around. I bet you Sid had said to Connor from day one,
call me whenever
you ever need anything. Yeah. It's like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant back in the day. Yeah. Kobe came in the league. He was a killer like Michael Jordan and was learning to win. And MJ said to him, hey, kid, whenever you need me, you reach out. And they became brothers. So I'm not saying that Connor's doing that, but I'm saying that Connor is, if I think Sid, said that to him. If you ever need something, fella, unless we're playing in the finals, let me know.
So I in my dreams, I had these like Connor saying, I'm calling Sid. I'm going to figure out what it is. Now, knowing Wayne like we do, you and I, we know that Wayne is always on his phone. And he's always there to talk hockey with whoever asks him a question.
Yeah.
So I would think like Wayne's not just going to send messages, but he would be there to answer anything. And who better to text when, we know Wayne's got a great heartbeat on the series and on this whole situation. He says all the right things. And Connor, I mean, I know he's in the moment right now, but they're as close as they'll ever be and as close as they've ever been to winning. And now's the time to maybe just figure it out. How to turn that knob just a little bit more.
Well, whatever. I don't know if they do text, but Gretz said that, and sure enough, McDavid started pulling up, taking it to the middle, and I'm with him. A lot of times, like, and the way Gretz said it was so smart, because if I was playing D2, I would say, fellas, don't even go to him. Keep him to the outside. Let him go around and around as much as he wants. Don't even go to, because as soon as you go to him, you're fucked either way. But as soon as you definitely go to him, but when he stops up and cuts here and allows the forecheck to go past him, then everyone's in one. So I just thought it was unbelievable by 99. Another thing, Gretz's flow right now.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, it looks.
Hey, doesn't it look
Gretz
nice?
is on fire. Yeah, he's fuck, man. He's saying all the right things.
He makes
he's making jokes. He's the panel.
Yeah,
he is the panel.
The only thing that would be a little like Biz doesn't say as much with Gretz on there out of pure respect, but Biz. The way Biz breaks down games, and he called them out last night. The Oilers, he said they blew that game, which I would agree. You got to give the Stars credit, but they blew that game. He broke down the D-zone mistakes that the Oilers made. Biz is killing it too, and it's just like when he has Gretz there, you can see how much he respects him. Obviously, right? He turns it over to Gretz, and Biz has great questions for Gretz too about when he played.
Yeah,
but Gretz, and granted, he lost to the Habs in '93. He took my Leafs out in the conference finals. but he remembered that the Habs had 10 overtime wins in 93.
Kirk Muller's and
Kirk Muller's
Habs. Yeah.
Like, Wayne Gretzky meets a lot of people. He's done a lot of shit. And I know they beat him. So maybe it sits home a little bit harder. But still, I was like, wow, Gretzky just pulled that up out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
No, that's a bitter one in his mouth.
Yeah, so that's why he...
And then he just understands, like, that's how close winning and losing is the fact that you would have to go, like a team that won at one point and beat him went through 10 games where they doubted that, you know, a goal going the either way or a posting out going the other way for them is the deciding factor on winning and losing. Yeah. And that's why hockey's the best, and that's why it's so hard to win.
Yeah, I'm going to get into that too when we do our DraftKings playoff recap here, or series recap. Well, last thing about the TNT boys, what's that thing called that Hank puts through his tie in his collar that makes his tie sit?
It's big and perfect, isn't it?
Do you see the thing that goes through the...
I think it's just two little silver things. Right,
it just holds the tie perfect?
Yeah, you and I probably just do a golf pencil right there like that.
Yeah. I mean, his tie and suits are just...
Yeah, they're mint.
Jeez.
The one last night, what color was that? Was that like a light green?
Like a fucking... Like the color of the water in the Bahamas is what it was. Or
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It was like that...
Like something Tom Brady would have on.
Yeah, like you see it at Baker's Bay and the water was nice. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Who was I talking to last night where I said Hank has never wore the same outfit twice? Oh, is that K-Wash's?
No,
I said it to...
he has, though.
Uh-huh?
He has. I noticed one suit that he's wore previously, the gray one.
Really?
But he's been working more this playoff than ever.
I said it to our boy Bobby Gassamia, who loves betting on hockey, and I said, you know that look at this guy's suits, they're so sharp. And I go, I almost want to say he's probably been on, I don't know, 100 of these panel shows so far in the last 3 years. And I was told he hadn't worn the same one, but you think you've seen
I think I saw that light gray one twice.
Okay.
And I don't blame him for wearing it twice. I don't blame him wearing it because he had that with a white shirt and a black tie. And I was like, that is crispy rice. That is nice. So, Gretz, welcome back, buddy. You've been great. You're great for the game. And keep that flow rocking. Updog, we'll be right back here at Missin Curfew. Welcome back to Missin Curfew, Updog Playoff Hockey.
Presented by DraftKings, fellas. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout our show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Fella. Listen, let me start off here. You were just talking about, in our intro there about, how Gretz knows how hard it is to win. And, sitting back here without, both of us don't have that ultimate goal. We never won a Stanley Cup. You got to a couple conference finals. We didn't do it. Where I'm going with this, Updog, is all these four teams right now are so close and so tight. Like, any one of these four teams deserves to be a Stanley Cup champion. Like, when you're watching these games, you're like, fuck, these teams are so good and so tight. Like, it's a bounce here, a save here, a guy stepping up like a Barclay Goodrow. Like, it's just, I guess it's making me realize how hard it is to win this fucking thing,
Yeah, look at the two goals, the deciding goals. One, the Panthers-Rangers overtime goal, the tip-in, right? It's a shot from the point. It's a screen on Bobrovsky. It's a top shelf. Look at the goal in the go-ahead game to Edmonton-Dallas. It's Marchment in front of his eyes. Shot come. Managed to get a stick on it. Scores. Huge plays in games, but all of it's from the defense, finding a lane, shooting the puck, a guy going to the net, greasy goals. Because nowadays, I mean, unless you're Alex Lafreniere, you're not coming in toe dragging everyone and going in backhand shelf. Yeah, these goals are dirty goals. They're goals off bounces. They're goals where goalies can't see, and they are ultimately like deciding goals in these games, and they're huge.
Yeah, and you could sense in Game 3. The Cats had so many chances, and I was texting you and T-Rex. I was like, bet this feels to me like the fucking Rangers are going to get a greasy one here. And boom, credit to the guy who won the face-off. I don't know if it was Barclay Goodrow or no, it's Troche. And Troche makes the play low to high, shot to the net, hits Weinberg's fucking shaft.
Lindgren just getting it on net.
Yeah, hits his shaft here, spink, game over. Like, you could just feel it coming up, dog. That was like, it's going to be a greasy one here from the Rangers. But, listen, I got to start with Igor Shesterkin, man. Igor fucking Shesterkin. This guy is, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's tracking the puck right now, unless you have a screen, unless it's a kind of a greasy one in front of the net. Chucky, I'd like to see you get to the front of the net a little bit more, my man. I'd like to see you get there a little bit more. Sam Bennett, get there a little bit more. But Updog, it's to the point almost where you're like, dress somebody and maybe run this guy. Run him. I'm sorry, folks, but fucking get this guy out of the series.
I mean, to do a chicken wing Trouba, whoops, there's my chicken wing right on the side of his ear. I don't know.
I would, listen, at all costs to win the Stanley Cup. It would be time if I was fucking in that room being like, all right, boys, who's running him? Uppy, run him. Run them.
Yeah, and then
Run 'em,
there's a
we'll
way
kill it
to
off.
do it, right? Like
There's
there's a way to do it.
do
Smart way to do it. You go in 2-on-1, accidentally fall, just absolutely run them right over. Whoops. I'll take
Trip
2.
over on him.
What are you going to give me, 5? I'll take. Okay, look back at the Rangers season and why maybe Igor Shesterkin right now is playing every night and playing his best hockey. You had Quickie playing earlier who stole games for New York.
Played unbelievable.
Igor was, he wasn't at his best, but he didn't have to play 82 games. Now he's going on to like hitting his stride in the middle of the playoffs. He doesn't look tired. He's facing tons of rubber, but he had a guy throughout the year that actually gave him a little bit of confidence in saying, hey, carry the weight right now. I'm just not feeling it. And who knows if it was, maybe it was something he tweaked or whatever. But right now, Igor Shesterkin is playing like he's got tons of energy and that he's seeing the puck and tracking it well and that he's just underneath everyone's skin. The reason everyone's talking about him too is just because he's literally stole these games. He stole 4 games from Carolina.
That was, No.
He's stolen 2 more now the last 2 games for New York and against Panthers. And it's just, you need to have that. I don't care what anyone says. You need to have depth scoring. You need to have great defense and special teams. And your goalie's got to be your best player if you want to win.
Yeah. I would agree with that. And I would say you can get away with a mediocre PP, but you can't get away with a mediocre penalty kill come playoff time too. Your penalty kill needs to be good. Listen, man, he's making some of these saves, these point-blank 2-on-1 saves where it's Reinhart and Barkov and guys, Bennett, that can shoot the puck, dude, and it's a 2-on-1, and he'll just be like, bing, bing, not even a rebound.
How about
bing?
that? First shift overtime, Barkov, 2-on-1, and just, it was a cannon.
Yeah.
Probably 89 miles an hour.
And it just bing, bing. I'm like, this guy he's not even phased. He did it to me on Carolina. He cost me so much fucking money against Carolina. And if he's about to do it to me again, I hammered the Cats tonight, Updog. I have to watch the game with you, with someone tonight because I got so much money on it. But listen, it's a playoff performance for the ages. I would say this on the Panthers end real quick. Continue to put the puck down low behind their D and continue to forecheck your bag off. When the Panthers put it down low, their D did a good job of holding the neutral zone, holding the red line, and putting it right back in on the Rangers D. That over time will wear them down. I still think the Florida Panthers win the series. What I know you got money on them too, but I still think if they play that way, they're going to win the series.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm going to bet the house on them with you tonight. And then, I had this whole game plan, Obi. I think our fans know that we have this future bet both on them, right? DK, I bet it just before the Super Bowl, $1,000 to win basically 9,900, which is a great bet. It's now just, I could see it. It's just around the corner.
Nice,
but I said, listen, I'm not going to hedge unless the Panthers win game 1 and the line for the New York Rangers in this series gets up, and it was up to like 260, plus 260 after they lost the first.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all I got to do is just throw the G note on there in case, it covers my bet and I make $1,500, or whatever, if the Panthers don't happen to make it through the final. Oh. And I didn't, and then booyah, Rangers win the next 2 games, and now they're favorite. I'm like, man, it was a great plan.
Yeah, no, that
at least great plan, Updog.
It's funny, so we have different ways to think because I'm about to tickle the Rangers in the series again tonight. So what are they at?
Panthers.
The Panthers. What are they at? +1.
Yeah. That's the you are a
I'm going down with the ship up.
Yeah, I know. That's great. You bet with your heart, bud.
They tell you, Uppy, to never bet with your heart, but I do. Here, let me just see real quick here on DCAN, on DraftKings. Sorry, let's go to NHL series prices right now. So now you can get the Florida Panthers at +135. I'm gonna bet that right here as we're sitting here hanging out doing our podcast together. I'm going to take them again in that. Right there, boom, it's in. Because I do think they're going to wear them down. I think they're going to wear them down. But, fellas, more traffic in front of Shesterkin. And, by the way, to put it to rest, the Trouba elbow up dog was 2 minutes. Good call. It is what it is. But you took to X, and the people at DraftKings noticed, and they reposted your shit. So I liked what you were saying there.
Well, no, how many times have you ever seen a player take 2 penalties? And this is – my whole head was like – okay, there's a delayed call, right? And then the Panthers got control of the puck. I think they did a regroup in the neutral zone. They come back in, and Evan Rodriguez, what a great play. He's cutting around for almost a clear-cut breakaway, and he gets taken out again. And I'm watching the game at Cassidy's, and I'm like, oh, fuck, there we go. That's 2 penalties. That's 5-on-3. Let's go, boys. Let's go. And then, oh, it's Trouba was the trip, and then Trouba was the elbow. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, are they going to give him 4, or is another guy going to have to go in the box to represent that penalty that he took? Again, sure enough, it's 5-on-4 for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, and I immediately just sent it out. I was just like, before people complain or whatever, I'm just going to be like, in this circumstance, it should be on the team. I mean, they allow the team to control where the face-off dots go now. On an icing, the centerman can go, I want to take a face-off over there now. So you're not telling me that they haven't bent some sort of rules where they actually ask the team. Now, I think this is a fair, legitimate question, because what if it's at the end of the game and a player does that in one shift with only 2 minutes left? Consider you're down 1 goal, 4-3. One guy goes out, takes a penalty, delayed call. A guy's going on a breakaway. He trips him again, and he's getting 4-minute power play with only 2 minutes left. Why can't we take the 5-on-3?
Yeah, to be honest with you, dude, I just assumed it was going to be a 5-on-3. When it was a 4-minute, I was just like, well, because it's the same guy, it's 2 different infractions.
It's not a 4-minute high sticking.
It's 2 different infractions. I thought somebody else should have came in to serve the other 2 for Trouba, and I thought it should have been 5-on-3. I was actually like shocked when I saw.
Would you want a 5-on-3?
Yes,
100%.
100%. No question asked.
Yeah, unless you're up goals and say there's 4 minutes left in the game.
No, I would love to know, Princey, if you could pull this clip or pull this stat of, I'm sure it's, what are the percentage of scoring on a 5-on-3 to 5-on-4? I bet you it's huge advantage 5-on-3.
Yeah,
I would take the 5-on-3 there any day of the week. And I'm with you. After I saw your tweet, I was like, oh, I'm with the Updog on this one. I just thought that it would be a 5-on-3.
Yeah. Well, thanks for noticing, bud.
Yeah, well, I didn't notice too.
That was a big reason in the game, because Panthers gave up a shorty.
DraftKings noticed.
The Panthers gave up a shorty on that. If they didn't give up, they're not giving up a shorty on a 5-on-3. Tell you that much.
Yeah, they did, right? They did give up a shorty. No, I'm with you. I would want the 5-on-3 any day of the week, up, dog. It was crazy. One last thing, we're talking about DraftKings here before we move to the Western Conference Final. I never do it. Our boy T-Rex never does it. I bet the under in game.
You follow my lead?
Yeah. Listen, betting the under sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. You're just hoping for people to miss and fuck up, and you just want the game to be over. You can't even really sit there and enjoy it. I was just literally looking at the clock counting it down. I won the bet, but I just wanted to say to the fellas out there that betting the under, it sucks, up, dog.
Yeah. We don't make T-shirts for betting the under.
No, but this time of year,
with goalies like that.
No,
and in Game 6 and Game 7 of series, when guys are like, "Fuck this! I'm not trying to toe drag anyone. I'm getting it deep. I'm just hunting pucks, like quick shifts." The whole cliches lead to a low scoring muck fest.
Big time. No, the under is not a bad bet. I mean,
Game 6, Game 7.
Especially as this series goes on. And speaking of this series goes on, Western Conference Finals, Updogg'S Oilers against Billy Quinn's Dallas Stars. Go ahead.
There. What can I say about Game 3? Well, I love the start. How about that? I love the start.
The start, it looked like they're going to blow out.
I was sitting with my boy Cody Leibel. I'm watching the game. I had everything. I had the Oilers money line. I had the over 5.5 goals. I took, because of our boy T-Rex, Tom Riley, I took the first period over. And then because Cody was sitting there going, listen, look at the value on the Oilers minus a half a goal in the first period, plus 180. I'm like, all right, I'm taking it. So what a great value bet for you out there, boys. The Oilers at home, they come out buzzing. As Gretz said, they came out like Bob Hope. And
that was a great Gretzky line.
Came out like Bob Hope in the first,
like no hope in the second.
No hope in the second.
Oh, Gretz, that was fucking such a great line. I laughed out loud big time. That was a great line.
So listen, it was a great start. I thought Connor McDavid, I thought Leon Drysdale, I thought Nugent Hopkins, they were all great. Bouchard had a couple great shifts, couple toe drags. I liked Connor Brown's game. I liked they took taking
Connor Brown is slowly fucking making the signing. He's kind of been a playoff.
Yeah, he has been. Thank you. He's slowly now. He's
been a playoff guy.
The cloud. Listen, Henrique came in and played well. I thought Henrique for missing 5 games and his boots not being totally great. He came out and he played the way he needed to with a big goal late in the second that kept their team in it.
It's funny you say that. Let's say that. I want to talk to you.
Yeah, but I mean,
Adam Henrique scored a huge goal in that game that I was like, God, that goal cannot happen. I mean, I'm sure Pete DeBoer is telling the boys that today. But for me, I know Ryan McLeod has not scored a goal in the playoffs.
I know.
He has not scored a goal in the playoffs, but his speed, what he brings to their penalty kill, and I think what Dallas struggles with Edmonton is when Edmonton plays fast. Now, I'm not saying Adam Henrique should come out of the lineup, but I'm going to reiterate why is Derek Ryan continue to stay in the lineup. I would move Sam Carrick over to the wing, and I would put Ryan McLeod as the fourth-line center. I just think his speed, I know he doesn't have a goal, but I think his speed is tougher for Dallas to handle than Derek Ryan. But but when they put Henrique in the lineup up, so I'm like, oh, fuck. I like McLeod's speed, but he doesn't have a goal. It's hard to be like, fella, you don't have a goal.
Yeah, no, and I don't know. I think I look at it as Derek Ryan, I think, is effective. I think he's just as effective on the penalty kill as McLeod, so I wouldn't be pulling him out. I wouldn't. He takes draws. Derek Ryan takes draws. He keeps pucks alive. He's tiny, yes, but he's still effective to me. He has a couple assists. He's made some good plays. Him, Janmark, and Carrick, I think, is a great line. I wouldn't touch the line. Now, how do you figure out McLeod's to get him back in, and who do you take out now? Like it's tricky. I don't know. It's either Sam Carrick or it's McLeod that should be back in. I don't think you touch Ryan. I'm
going to say something here that people in all the country are going to be like, yo, Brian, you're an idiot. I would go Drysdale. I would put Kane on his left side, and I would give Sam Carrick an opportunity on the second line right wing. Just an opportunity. This guy's come in, and man, he's got some opportunities. He's got some scoring chances on the fourth line. I know he's a natural center, but I think he could go out there and get on the forecheck and help out Drysdale and Kane. I love Dylan Holloway's game, but to me, I wouldn't permanently just let him be there. I would give Sam Carrick a couple shifts. I would give Janmark a shift up there maybe. I just think, to me, Dylan Holloway, and maybe you could pull up. There's
going to be some changes.
Shuffle your deck a little bit.
Yeah, they will shuffle.
And I wouldn't be opposed to being, if, I'm assuming they win Game 4, but I wouldn't be opposed to going Drysdale, Kane, and bringing Corey Perry back in there and put Kane back on his left side, Drysdale, Kane, Perry. I wouldn't be opposed to that either. I just think, I don't know. I just think Dylan Holloway, as much as I love him, I just don't know if he should be guaranteed in that second line center. And they have some depth, which is nice for the Oilers.
Yeah. So anyway,
I love fourth line guys up.
Yeah, totally.
I want to get Sam Carrick up there.
I'm just going through I might let you take over Dallas, but Stuart Skinner, I think he's been just as good as he's needed to be. He hasn't outplayed the other guy, which unfortunately could be a big difference. Like he has not been able to steal games where I think Ottinger has stolen a couple games.
But as an Oiler, as a diehard Oiler fan right now, and a guy who grew up loving their team, Skinner's been good enough, you think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I agree. Yeah, it hasn't been his fault.
No,
he looks good in there now, right?
Yeah, no, he does look good. He's big. He had 4 bad games. The first 4 games or 3 games in Vancouver, he played bad. Played great in LA, 4 bad ones in Vancouver. He had a good game 6, game 7, and now he's done it. Now can he steal a game in game 4? Like, he needs to be a guy that just goes out and gets a shutout in fucking game 4. He does. You need that. Because I want this series to go long, and I think these teams, they match up well, and either one of these teams can fucking go to the distance.
This one's going long, buddy.
Yeah.
This one's going 7, I think.
Yeah. I hope so.
I might be there for Game 7 in Dallas, too. Listen, Updog, I think you're right about Stuart Skinner. I think everything you said is right about the Oilers, and I think, Paul Coffey's done a hell of a job, and I hate to fucking pile on, Nurse, because he does play hard, and he does compete, but you cannot have Darnell Nurse and CC on the ice against the Rope-Hintz line ever. You need to just find a way to, get them off the ice immediately. But shifting to Dallas, listen, I was texting BQ last night. He was at the game with your boy
Fids.
Yeah, and Brandon Morrow, but the guy who owns
Tom Ghilardi, the owner of the Stars. Bastard.
And he owns the Sandman.
He owns
Hotels.
the Sandmans. He owns the Moxies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's he knows what's up.
Billy Quinn, what a team guy. Hey, jump on my bird, boys. Let's go up. We're going up for Game 3. Spend the night. We'll fly back. Like, that's just team guy.
It's gas money.
Yeah. Well, gas ain't cheap right now. Eh? By the way, I keep putting my gas on the company, so you might as well do the same thing. But hey, listen, Darnell Nurse can't be out on the ice against Rope-Hintz.
No.
Rope-Hintz played unbelievable. Your boy Jason Robertson, you asked Billy Quinn sarcastically in Game 2 if he was playing, and Billy said, yeah, he's out there. He didn't catch your hey, is Robertson playing? I'm like, Billy missed that one. But to bring Rope Hintz back, and you had mentioned earlier that you're talking to your old coach Ken Hitchcock before the series started, and you said, "Oh, she doesn't like without Hintz." And I text you back, "Fuck Hitch," but Hitch, you were right. Without Hintz, they're like Wyatt Johnson can't play against Drysdale and McDavid or Dutchie really.
Yeah,
or Dutchie really.
No, I agree. And did you like my comparison last night to Rope Hintz?
Yeah, you said Marian Hossa.
Does he not even look like Marian Hossa?
I battled against Hossa a lot. He was
a hell of a player. And when he skated too, he was fast and he was big. And they actually, I mean, I don't know, man.
I couldn't get the puck. I could never get the puck off him in the corner. Hossa. He always had a goddamn thing. Fucking try to give him one. I'm like,
he was a fucking
beast, dude.
Top 10 player in my era.
Sick style.
Eh?
Yeah,
was bad.
Always driving sick cars. I would see him pull into the, whatever, United Center, sick car. Where else did he play? Detroit, the Joe,
Ottawa.
Sick car. Ottawa, he's probably driving a truck up there.
Played Ottawa, Pitt, Chicago, Detroit.
Oh, Pitt too. Yeah,
He won the cup.
He was chasing cups there. No, he lost.
No, he lost both.
Both.
Yeah, he
lost back. Stanley Cup Finals.
Tried to do the Corey Perry.
Then he went to Chicago and stuck it up my arse. No lube. But they need Rope Hintz. But hey, I think the series is on Updog. Ottingers seem to look good, but yeah, it's good. I do think you're going to get your long series, my man. So time will tell. That was a huge win for the Stars. Updog, it's the Missin Curfew. Dog of the week, fella. I'm going to give it to two defensemen. It's usually an award here, but two defensemen. It's Esa Lindell, who plays against the top line with Miro Hirschkinen and is doing an unbelievable job. And then my boy, he probably played his worst game in the playoffs last night, actually, and I put this in earlier in the week. But Ryan Suter. Sutsy, Lindell, you're my Missin Curfew. Dog of the week. Listen, Lindell, guy's unbelievable. Doesn't have the best style. Doesn't look sexy out there, but fuck, he gets it done up, dog. And Sutsy, for the old veteran warrior, 1,400, almost 1,500 games played, 130 playoff games, still has a good stick, still makes a good outlet pass, smarter than everyone. But last night I thought he did look tired. He flipped that one over the glass for the penalty. I was like, Sutsy, that's an O'Brien-like play. And then some of the foot speed stuff, like I'm sure at his age he's getting more down. But Sutsy, you're my dog of the week, fella. Keep it humming.
Well said. I'm going to go with Evan Rodriguez, a guy who every time he's on the ice, man, he stands out. He 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points in 14 games. They moved him up. I want to say, who's Matty Tkachuk's centerman? Like, who's the centerman that's playing on that line? Because last game, they moved Evan up, and I was like, wow, this line is now buzzing. New York is now in trouble. It was like mid-game.
So they put Tkachuk, Bennett, and Rodriguez
It
together.
was a great line. I think it's a great line. That's why, you're going to risk the house on the Panthers tonight, and so am I. But I think they're well-rounded.
You know who's fallen down the fucking lineup chart? Is your boy Vladdy.
Yeah.
He started on the first line. He's now on the third. And if he's not careful, he's going to be up with that fucking depressor. Nick Cousins is scratched tonight. And I don't think Nick Cousins should be scratched either. And Ryan Lundberg's out because he's going with Okposo and Lawrence, the two bigger guys. He's going with more size. And I'm not going to question Paul Maurice. But Vladdy Tarasenko, I wouldn't get too comfortable in there because I think you could put Nick Cousins with Lindell and Listerinen and get more of that line. I really do. I like Nick Cousins' game a lot. Besides when he's diving all over the ice.
Yeah, you know what I've always said on Vladdy? It's, if he's hot, he's hot. And then if he's in a role that he's not quite there, like it's hard. He needs his touches. And this time of year, you just got to find a way to be your best no matter what the case may be. But Evan Rodriguez, you're my dog of the week. Keep it going. I got that future on you boys, and I'm a fucking Panther alumni, so let's go.
Are you ever? You are a Panther alumni. You are.
I know.
You're a Panther alumni.
Fucking
Don't
right.
forget it, everyone. This guy dominated Los Olas Street. Dominated it. Dominated the walls. Dominated the walls and the end board and dominated Los Olas Street when he was there. But Updog, get this guy a beer. Presented by Labatt Blue Light, the pristine Pilsner. Enjoy your beers together so we can live life to the power of we. Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. By the way, shout out to our boy at Labatt Blue Light, Jason Follerin. Man, Jay, I hope I said your last name right. I always butcher it. But sent my boy PJ 3 cases of Labatt Blue just in time for Memorial Day weekend. And then sent my doctor, the alumni doctor for the Ducks, a case of beer just in time for his men's league tournament over the weekend in Phoenix. So, Jason, thanks for getting the boys Labatt Blues. That's a team guy.
Yeah, it was. I drank a couple cold ones at the beach party.
I'll tell you what. I'm not a huge beer guy, but I've had a couple of the Labatt Blue. We did through the O'Reilly interview, a couple other ones. They are tasty. They are fucking tasty.
They're tasty. Get your boys a couple of those. Should I lead off?
Yeah, I can see why the big guy can drink 24 of them in a second.
Oh, he just throws them back.
Yeah. Go ahead. Start
Tyler Seguin, 5 goals, 7 apples. I mean, he's a man amongst boys out there. He's playing like he's 23 again. 2 goals in game 1, 2 assists in game 3 last night. I just like his game. I like the fact that, he's got a cup. He got one early in Boston, but he's playing like he wants to get his boys another taste of victory. He's playing hard minutes. He's always in the right spots. He's got a great shot. He's helping out his boy Jamie Benn, try to get to the promised land again. But a big reason why these guys are up 2-1 against the Oilers right now is because Tyler Seguin in game 1 was a beast and doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Yeah, no, he's played great on the wall.
Yeah,
he's just a good old pro. And speaking of old pros, I'm going to go Jamie Benn in game 2. The first goal they scored for them was so huge to come out, set the momentum straight. I think he's been great all series. I think he's been great in the face-off circle. I think he's got some jump up, dog. When he gets the puck and he gets it in the half wall or the neutral zone, he goes and he's got enough jets left to get it going. He's been big, he's been strong, but I thought that first goal in game 2 was massive for him. So Jamie Benn, my man, keep it going. No visor. Get that guy Labatt Blue.
Jason Robertson got called out. I mean, last game, I texted you and Billy. I said, is Robertson even playing? Yeah. Game 2. I mean, I literally didn't see him on the ice. I didn't see him touch the puck. I didn't see him on the ice. Knew he was in the lineup, but what a return. Edmonton, a hard place to play, by the way. I mean, that crowd was crazy. I don't know what was said in between periods, but he went out in the second period. He got his boys back in the game. A huge goal to go up at the start of the third period. I don't know where he found that hole on Skinner. It almost like he shot it through the back of the net. But a hat trick, and now he's back, and that is not good for Edmonton. The fact that Robertson just found his game late in this series is not great.
I agree. And on that goal, on this hat trick goal you're talking about, listen, Nurse is in a tough spot. It's a short 2-on-1 at the net, which for any defenseman you'll know is tough. But Drysdale does such a great job in getting inside ice back on rope hints that Nurse, instead of just going down there, once he checks his shoulder to see that Drysdale now is positioned, you can go and close a bit on Robertson. You don't just have to fucking stay there. Like, go at him a bit. And I'm sure it's one that Skinner would want back, but just as an ex-D man, I thought Nurse could have played that one a little bit better. Speaking about playing better, Barclay Goodrow, get this guy a Labatt Blue, man. He had 4 goals in the regular season. I think he's making like 4 bananas ups. But this is why you brought this guy in. I text John Cooper. I said this Barclay Goodrow is just a fucking playoff guy. He texts back, Obes, winners win. I said, Coop, I wouldn't know anything about that, but I'll take your word for it. This guy has been unbelievable in the face-off circle, scoring goals. Just a playoff guy. Get him a blue light up, dog.
Absolutely, fella.
And then last but not least
I think
here.
we both get this guy a beer.
This guy's been having lots of blue lights over there.
Right.
Shout out to the Czech Republic, winning the Worlds in Prague. I love that city.
Prague's the best.
I love that city. These guys are absolutely having a tear right now. The whole city's turned out. It's like they won the Stanley Cup, which is their Stanley Cup. But so jealous of these guys, but good for them. Good for Pastrnak. Get those guys Labatt Blue up, dog. But it's going to parlay me right into my milk carton this week. I know Gary Bettman doesn't like to, admit when he makes mistakes. And, he's a smarter man than me. And he's been the commissioner forever for a very long time for a reason. But, Gary, you got to find a way to change this 4 Nations Cup, man. You got to make it the 6 Nations Cup. You got to have Czech in there, and you got to have Germany in there. They just won the World Championships. They got David Pastrnak on their team. Germany has the best playoff player right now, Leon Draisaitl there. So, Gary, I'm putting you back on the milk carton at the NHL. Please find a way to get these other 2 nations in there, Czech and Germany. You're on the milk carton. Got to have those 2 teams in that tournament up, dog.
Or a play-in tournament of Czech, Slovak, Switzerland, and Germany. Something. I mean, the Swiss just made it to the finals.
They knocked out Canada.
Yeah, the world champion. You got Yossi, who's a top 5 defenseman in the world. As you don't think these
Fiala,
players.
Nino, that's a good team.
Yeah, and you don't think the fans of these countries want to see their guys sized up against the best of the best. I mean, it's a big team game here. Yeah. Hockey, let's go.
Yeah,
throw it away. It's just more money. It's just more money in people's pockets anyway.
Well, what's two more teams going to... I mean, we'll find a way to play those games. You know what I mean? I know it's just a short little tournament, and they're like, 4 teams is fine, but
a 2-week tournament with 6, 7, 8 teams.
You could put 2 more teams in there.
You could totally put 2.
And find a way.
Pick out of a hat the fucking, whoever, what rounds they want to put them in, who plays who, and have it just across. Yeah, you could play 4 games in 2 weeks. How's that?
Yeah, I don't know because it's right in the middle of the season, so there's probably a time restriction on what these guys want to do. But
true, if you
got 2 weeks off as an extra guy, you're like, I'll go to Cabo, have a time. But come on, man, I'm putting you on the milk cart, and we got to get the Czechs and Germans in that tournament, Updog. Which brings us to, speaking of drinking in the Prague, the Jägermeister iciest shot of the night, fella.
Presented by Jägermeister, best served at 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Damn, that's cold. Check out Jägermeister at www.DraftKingsXJägermeister.com.
Hey, speaking of Jägermeister, our boy Todd Pick, I love you, but he's in my head for how I say Jägermeister.
I don't think I say it perfectly either.
Say it again.
Jägermeister.
Damn, that's cool.
That's cool.
Cheers, fella.
Cheers, baby.
Alex Lafreniere, Updog, this guy, first overall pick. I'll go back to... it was during COVID, no training camp, no preseason. Tossed right in the NHL. I don't think that helped his development. Well, he is here. He's playing like a man. And that backhand, top cheese goal against Florida in Game 3 was so nasty. Won a pickup, comes in, bing, boom, posted in, iciest shot of the night. Damn, that's cold, fella.
Yeah, I guess so. That first one was great. I thought the second was even better. Full speed. Kulikov goes down to try to block the shot. Well, that went through his legs. How are you? Came in, and the backhand, the pull and the immediate low backhand shot to the far post on Bobrovsky. That's one of the best goalies in the world. That's on one of the best defense, 6-man defense teams in the Florida Panthers in the NHL right now. And he just walks in and he kicks Bobrovsky in the face after, and he goes up for a huge celly. I mean, wow, 2 of the best goals maybe of his career in one of the biggest games in the Eastern Conference Finals. That is impressive. Man, that's cold.
Yeah, it was sick, dude. He so coolly went down for the little shot block, right? Sheldon, and he just went, okay. Which, by the way, I never had the skill to do it, but I don't know why more guys don't. Because all these Ds are going down to one knee.
And then you just
pull it. They're fucked. Once he's down, he's fucked. He can't get up. You got him. Just as long as you got the hands to pull around it.
You got to have the speed and the hands.
You got
to balance and then the brains.
Yeah. You got to be a first overall pick like Lafreniere.
Yeah,
pretty much
put it all together.
Fella, get that shot in you though, buddy. Well deserved. It's Tea Times, presented by Adidas Golf, made for wherever you play.
Fella.
All right, Updog. The Boston Bruins. Listen, first of all, they had a hell of a year. They had a year that, I think we both picked them at our series preview to be wild card teams just because of their goaltending, their back end, and they still had Marchand and Pastrnak. But when you lose Bergeron and Krejci, I mean, for them to have the year they did, it's kudos to your boy Jim Montgomery. Did a hell of a job with that coaching staff. They got 2 goalies up, dog. Allmark's got 1 year left at 5, and Swayman's RFA. So I do believe that, I think it's time to trade Allmark. I think that's good for him too. Let him go to a team where he can be a number 1 goalie, and then he can get that contract that he deserves. And then you give Jeremy Swayman what you want, and you could probably get a little bit of a discount because he is RFA. But when I look at this team, Updog, listen, McAvoy at times, guy plays his guts out, but sometimes I question his decision-making. Lindholm's a stud. Carlo's a stud. Then they got their 2 young guys. Grzelcyk, we'll see what they do with him. And Shaddy, we all know how much we love Shaddy, but he's 35 years old. But Updog, that back end is going to be good for a while. They got good pieces.
Yeah, so don't worry about them. But, you look at the up front. I love Morgan Geekie. They got him 1 more year, $2 million. Trent Frederick is a guy, 2.3. He's unrestricted after this year. I love the way he plays. He's one of a kind. He likes to chuck him. He's a good 2-way guy for them. Pavel Zacha, him being is he their number 1 center? Is he playing basically number 1 center minutes? Like, if you can find a way to really load up on a centerman,
I got one for you.
I know you do.
You ready for me?
Who's that?
Okay, listen, this is not going to be good for you and your oil country, but listen, Brad Marchand's got 1 year left at 6.1.
Yeah.
Leon Drysdale has 1 year remaining after this year. I think Leon Drysdale, to me, is either going to be an LA King, but I also think the Boston Bruins would be an unbelievable fit for this guy. Now, is Brad Marchand who's already on a fucking pretty good hometown discount at $6.1 million. Does Marchand want to take a little bit less to stay there and bring in a Leon Draisaitl? Because I think if you could bring in a Leon Draisaitl, I know which is hitting a home run of home runs, he feels like a Boston Bruin to me. The way he plays, he's gritty. Now you have a legit number one with Pastrnak, and hopefully you can keep Marchand. I think Marchand loves Boston so much that he would take a little haircut if Drysdale was coming to town. But to me, I would sit tight if I'm Don Sweeney. I would not go out and do anything, dramatic this offseason unless Drysdale resigns. But I think Leon Draisaitl in a couple years, if the Boston Bruins could get him there would be a Stanley Cup back in Beantown.
I think that's great. And I think your advice on not doing anything too fast, Luc Robitaille, for example, could have taken advice on that.
Exactly.
Going to get Pierre, Luc Dubois and fucking everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
If they don't have that, then they might be able to afford a Leon Draisaitl, but I don't think you can when you have a deal like that. But I heard you actually say this before. I think I heard you say it on a call with our boy from Life Force.
Yeah, they got no cap space either.
Yeah.
Oh, so projected cap space, $20 million.
Yeah, so can they get anything for our boy Olmark? And he's got one more year at $5 million, so he's worth something to move.
How about this trade? How about you try to trade if you want to get rid of it before Drysdale leaves? Charlie McAvoy and his 9.5 to Edmonton, and you got Drysdale coming back, and then you sign him to an 8-year fucking. Because they're probably gonna have to move something out to sign Drysdale, right? I keep forgetting about the cap ups.
Yeah. Well, the cap's going to go up.
The cap is going to go up.
Again, the cap will go up for Edmonton and for Boston.
If you're Edmonton, would you want... You can't have McAvoy and Nurse. But let's save the Edmonton talk for whenever they win the cup or whatever. But, for sure. Hey, listen, I'm just saying, to me... if
Boston could use a centerman.
They could use a centerman. That's where I'm going with that. And I just think, why not go out and get the fucking best one available? What about our boy, the big rig, Patty Maroon? Did he do enough to keep him humming out there for one more or what? I think Patty, in the right situation, on a team where, is going to try to win a cup, bring him in. He doesn't have to play every night anymore. If I'm the big rig, I don't even want to play every night. I'm like, listen, I'll play, every other game or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, I don't know. He's going to need a training camp. Yeah. So he's not a guy to come in mid-season, right?
No.
Can't get those boots moving mid-season. I think Patty he deserves a look. If it's what he wants to do and he's in shape, he's going to get a deal. But, I don't know. How much longer can you play when your boots are going down?
No, it's
gotta have the boots.
You can ask about that too. Is Joe Pavelski? I'm no in position to call someone slow, but holy fuck is he? Like he cannot get those boots going, Kenny.
Yeah,
like
he can't.
He cannot get those boots going.
But put it on a stick in front of the net. He's making the right play.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you, there's another kid that's if I'm a GM in the NHL and I'm calling someone, I'm calling Jake DeBrusk's agent. He's UFA. I'm calling him up. I love his game. I love the way his dad calls the Oilers game, doing the color up there in Edmonton. Jake DeBrusk, to me, is a team that all other 31 teams would love.
Yep.
Big, can skate. If I'm nitpicking, and his dad was an absolute killer, so I'm sure maybe his dad thinks he could play maybe a little more physical at times if I was like, hey, Jake, come on, like, you're a big boy. But he straight lines, goes to the net, competes, can score, and seems like a great kid. So I think Jake DeBrusk will get some nice calls.
He's been a great Boston Bruin. He's been a great player. Very effective player come playoff time, come big crunch times. He's a good asset to have.
Yeah. And he slept in for practice in Hollywood, which you can play on my team any day of the week. I wouldn't even make guys practice.
That can happen to the
best. Hey, Jake, I wouldn't even make guys practice in Hollywood. I give the day off to the whole team because I'd be going out too. Move out west to my Colorado Avalanche and Kyle Keefe. Tea times presented by Adidas Golf. Get out there, check it out, fellas. They got some good stuff on that website right now. I'm rocking their shit out there. No collar at Big Canyon. I say I can't afford the collar because I'm a member here, folks. That's what I say to the boys. But listen, obviously the big pieces are there. McKinnon, Rantanen, Landy, Letkinen, Ross Colton signed. You move down up front to their UFAs, Cogliano, Middlestead's an RFA. So listen, their forwards and D are I would probably tell Jack Johnson, thanks, thanks, I'll see you later. But this team's not going anywhere up, dog. Landeskog, and then to me, it all matters what happens with the big Russian too, right? Hopefully he can get the help that he wants. But if Landeskog is not going to be able to play, I would say this in my tea times, Adidas. If Landy is not going to be able to go, and I know there's not a lot of Gabriel Landeskogs out there, but whoever Sakic and McFarland think is a poor man's Landeskog or has the traits that Landeskog has, you need to go out there and find somebody like that because this team is clearly not a Stanley Cup team without him. I hope he's back, but to me, Updog, that's all they need to figure out. And then obviously the big rush and get his help, and they'll be right back there knocking on the door again.
Yeah. In saying that, they do have $15 million right now in cap space with Natushkin coming off at 6.5, and them needing to sign a few guys. So you're going to be able to structure this new, your new offensive forward lineup in a way that, blend in some trades, bring in some guys. But you're right. Is the key getting Landy back? Landy gets back. I mean, that's you got a $7 million guy that plays like a $15 million guy come crunch time.
He's coming back, right?
Yeah, he should be back. I mean, we watched his. He said there's no small or big setbacks.
Yeah, I noticed. Sometimes when me and you were talking,
it's probably a blessing that they didn't make it to the finals because he would have probably pushed it.
Yeah,
and then tried to,
It would have been nice if they made it to the finals.
Yeah,
I would have won some money, but a lot of times we're doing this, podcast, and I'm getting ready for the next thing, and I'm obviously listening to you, but I did hear you say that in the clip that Princey put up. You said, he did say that there's no major or minor setbacks, so that's a step in the right direction. But they need him desperately. They need him desperately.
I still wonder, could Samuel Girard, but could you given fucking Bo Byram that $5 million?
Yeah, well,
could he be the $5 million guy?
I was begging for years. Every time I talked to Keefe, mainly Keefe, but even Johnny Michael Ellis, I'm like, why have they not traded the Sam Girard yet? Trade him. You got Bo Byram. Trade the Sam Girard. Now they can't really. Now they can't unless they go out and sign somebody else because he's their top 4 because they traded away. And I will give Caleb Jones a lot of credit. He jumped in there and played well. He's UFA. I would reward him with another little 2-year whatever they're going to get him. He can be a good 6-7 defenseman. But another guy they missed up front is that Logan O'Connor. They missed O'Connor a lot in playoffs. Mm-hmm. He's under contract. He will be back. But Uppy, I'm with you. Getting rid of Bo Byram, I would have never done it. I would have never gave away a great kid with good hair that could skate like that, has won a Stanley Cup. I just wouldn't have done it. But that's tea times. The Avs will be back. Kiefer, keep your head up. Last but not least here, we got some coaching news. Obviously, last week, Sheldon Keefe with the Devils. We'll talk to Frosty, see how that plays out. But I want to give some love to one of my former teammates, Disco Dan Bylsma.
Disco Dan.
I played with Disco Dan in Cincinnati. He was at the end of his career. He went on the run with the Ducks where Jiggy won the Conn Smythe, but they lost to Norm and the Devils. Disco Dan used to come in and put DUX in spray paint and do naked cartwheels before the game to get the boys loosened up. He's one of my favorite teammates. He blocks shots like an absolute beast. Updog, you have been a Krakens fan for a couple years now, and I've been all over you. Well, guess what, buddy? No longer. I am on board. Seattle, you got a great guy. I love Disco Dan Bylsma. I'm officially a Krakens fan. I love Johnny Forsland and Eddie O when they call the games up there. I'm coming up. Me and the Updog. Go Kraken. Disco, great hire, fella.
I think that jersey's going to look good on you, bud.
Yeah, right.
We have some. And you know what? They did a great job with the Firebirds down in the Coachella Valley. I think Disco Dan did a great job there. Young team, good team, but he's a guy who deserves another crack. I mean, the players love playing for him in Pitt. You loved him as a guy. Him doing the naked cartwheels. I mean, what can't you love about that?
Yeah, I remember when I remember when he won his cup with Pittsburgh. I waited for whatever month for that. I said, "Hey, congratulations on the cup win." Yeah. This and I go, "Were you doing naked cartwheels before the final to loosen sit up or what?" He's like, "I've kind of put the naked cartwheels behind me, Holmes. That was more as a player, but he did it as assistant. It was great." So Disco played with us our first year, and then the next year, Brad Shaw hired him as our assistant coach, and it was such a great move by Shawzy because it made the communication between Shawzy and the players so easy. Right? We had Captain Casey Hankinson, then we had Disco Dan Bylsma, and it was just like. There was no communication problem at all. Yeah, and it was great. And we were drinking every fucking weekend, but we were winning hockey games. So. Updog, I appreciate it, buddy. Morgan, Kyle, HallPass Media, thank you very much. That was Missin Curfew, fellas.